approach or the process that we have to follow in order to write the examination, and whether it is an optional or mandatory, that I have told you team. And then I introduce it to you application. I mean, like when a customer or a client buy the license from Oracle, how the application will be delivered to the customer. First of all, how many environments client will receive, and what is meant by production environment, what is meant by test environment, right? And what is meant by dev environment, that all we have discussed at team. And also I told you what are the different names that we will call our Fusion HCM cloud applications as. Like we can call it as instance or environment, server or pod, link, URL. Like how many names you can call that application as, that I told you team. And then I have introduced to you the application as well, like how to log in into the application. And once we log in into the application, what are the different functional areas that which we will be seeing here, and under each of the functional areas, how the sub-functional areas are available, and under sub-functional areas, how our tasks are residing, right team? That's what I explained you here. And what we will call this entire area, that as a springboard. And here we have the navigator. And we spoke about all these icons team, home or favorites or recent item, notification, bell icon, and the settings and action, some of the features here. So the basic introduction to the application we have seen in the yesterday session. Now in today's session team, we will start with our very first topic in the HCM product team, that is security administration. See, before we starting any module in the system, basically we will start with our core HR or global HR module team in any training you take, or even in the real time when you start implementing the application to the client. The very first module or the preliminary module that we will start will be core HR or global HR module. But before starting our actual module in the system team, I want to talk about the concept of security administration in the system, which is very important and which is very preliminary topic everyone who going to learn this course should be aware of. So in our Fusion application team, we have a concept called security administration. So what we are going to see in this security administration? So basically you can call it as a sub-module in the system or a concept in the system called security administration. So why it is important? What are the things that we are going to see in this particular security administration concept? See, yesterday, when I'm introducing to you the application team, now already I signed in. Let me sign out team, first of all. So let's say I want to log in into the application, right team? So this is the main home login screen of the app. So when I'm trying to sign in, I have some user ID and password, right team? My user is HCM_IMPL15 and there is some password. Once I give my user ID and password, and once I click on sign in, I could able to log in into the system, correct team? First of all, how my user account created in the system, I should know, right? First of all, how my user account created in the system, that I should know. So in the security administration, we are going to see that concept team. In security administration, we have two concepts, something called as user account management, and one more thing is team, I will tell you. Now I logged in with my user, that is HCM_IMPL. Okay. When I log in into the application, I could able to see several functionalities coming to my user. See, I could able to see me, service, sales, procurement, my client group, help desk, or product management, benefits administration. See team, how this access is coming to me. All these functional areas, if I click on my arrow, many functional areas I could able to see. And when I click on them, under that the sub-functional areas I could able to see. how the access to these functionalities coming to my user account team, how it is happening. For that, we have one more concept called team role management in the Fusion application. We have something called role management. So in the entire security administration topic, we have to see these two concepts team. One is user account management in the system, and second one is role management in the Fusion application team. These are the two concepts which comes under security administration module in the system. So first I will talk about user account management team. So here we are going to see how the user accounts will be created in the system. So when we go for an implementation project team, so client will not give all the user accounts. Let's suppose we as a team from the implementation company, like any of the IT company you take that client partnered with where we are working, we went to the client's project basically. Now client has to give access to the application, right? Because we have to start working on their application. We have to configure all the modules in the system like core HR, absence, payroll, everything. So client might not give access to all our team members. Our team consists of, let's say, 15 people. For HCM, we have 4 consultants, and technical, we have 3 consultants. And client also licensed along with HCM, financials, and supply chain also. So for financials, they have some 4 consultants working on that. Then for supply chain, they have 5 consultants working on that. So our entire team, let's say we have 15 people who are going to work on the client's product team. And one more thing I want to tell you, very important thing a consultant should know before they start learning or working on the application. What is that? When a customer buy a license team, I told you, right? Under Oracle Fusion applications, we have multiple products that Oracle delivered team. So if I go to this slide, you can see Oracle Fusion applications product family. We have different products available under Fusion application. One is our Oracle Fusion HCM, which is related to HR business area. Like that, we have Oracle Fusion Financials, Oracle Fusion PPM projects, Oracle Fusion Procurement, Oracle Fusion Supply Chain Management, and Oracle Fusion CRM or CPQ that is related to Sales Cloud. So these are the different products that are available under Fusion applications team. So whenever a customer or a client buying the license from Oracle, client also want to buy along with HCM, financials, and supply chain also. It doesn't mean that 3 URLs client will get. Okay. It doesn't mean that 3 products that client will get delivered with. No. All the products will get licensed in the same application team. HCM, finance, supply chain, projects, or procurement, or CRM, whatever that client licensing from Oracle, every product will be delivered in the same application team. Don't be in the impression that for financial separate URL client will get, separate application. For supply chain, separate application. For CRM, separate. No, everything will be licensed in the same product team. So all the team members, let's suppose when all of us went to the client, when we are about to start, so client have to give access to the application to their respective domain people. For our HCM team, we should get all the access to HCM related modules, everything. For finance people, they should get their accesses. Supply chain people should get their accesses, right? Who will create the user accounts team? Probably client will give one super user account created for our project manager, where he will give full access to him and he will ask to create for all your team members. So how the user accounts in the system will be created to our team? That I want to show you team. Before we working on any implementation project, one should know how the user accounts being created in the system. Okay. Not only that one team, this is one case. This is for our team members, how the user accounts will be created to start working in the application. But not only this, once we implemented the application and we hand over to the client, we went live and we hand over to the client. Now our client going to use the application in their day-to-day HR activities team. Every day people will be hired in the organizations, right? So let's say when we hiring the employees in the system, in the organization or in the system, for the employees also, the portal access to be given, the application access to be given. How for the employees, the user accounts will be created team. So in this topic of user account management team, I'm going to explain you both the things. How to create the user accounts for us, we will call as implementation users, means who are going to configure the application team. We are not the employees in the client's organization. We are from the consulting companies, software companies. We will be called as implementation users in the project team. Who we are? We will be called as implementation users. Okay. Then we have something called end users. Who are end users team? The client side people, the employees of our client organization who are going to use the application in their day-to-day life. That people are called as end users. So I will let you know how the user accounts created in both the cases. Now we are not employees in the client's organization team. We will not be hired in the system, but still we should have access to the application. Every one of us should have access to the application, means you should have the user account created in the system. How we will be creating the user accounts in the system team? We have two ways to define the user accounts in the system. One is manual creation. One is manual creation, and the other one is automatic creation. Automatically created by system. So we have two ways how the user accounts will be created. So all our implementation users will be created manually in the system. System will not automatically create them. Only for the employees in the application team, system will create the user accounts automatically. The end users, based upon the hiring team. When you hire an employee in the system, automatically we have an option to enable that automatic functionality team. So when a HR hiring the employee in the system by going to my client group, here they will come. This is one of the HR functional area, which we are going to see in later part. And once they go to new person, from here they can hire an employee team. For any new employee that you want to hire in the system, in the client's organizations team, we will perform the hiring from here. So when we hire an employee by giving all the details, once you click on submit, once the employee record created in the system, automatically for that employee, system only will generate the user account also. So in the case of employees team, you no need to define. You in the sense, even our customers also, I mean, our end users, customer side HR team also, they no need to manually create the user accounts team. The moment with this hire an employee action, when they're performing the new hirings in the system itself automatically create the user account. But how that will happen and all, I will tell you in due course of time. But first, I will try to show you how to create the user accounts manually in the system. So we are not the employees in the client's organization. So we will not be hired in the system as an employee. Then how team? We have a manual approach how you can create the user account. Where we have to go in order to define the user accounts. So client given one user account to our project manager, super user account with all the access. Now let's suppose when we log in with that team, come to tools here. We will have a functional area called tools. Come to tools, click on tools and scroll down. You have some functional areas coming under that. And under tools, you have a sub-functional area called team security console. Entire security administration in the Fusion application will be controlled in this particular sub-functional area. That is what team? Security console. Entire security administration in the Fusion application will be controlled in this particular option team. So come to tools and then go to security console. Okay. And the moment you come to security console team, you will land upon the roles section, but we should go to this users. Come to users, and here you will land upon user accounts. So here you will have an option team, something called add user account. If you want to create a new user account in the system manually, you should come to user accounts, then go to add user account. Now you will land upon add user account screen. Here you have to provide the user information and you have to define the user account team. So whenever you creating a user account in the system, you have something called associated person information. And by default, it will come associated person type as none. But we will have one more option here, team. What is that? Worker. If we are creating the implementation user accounts for our team, as we are not hired in the system, our records are not available. Person type, we have to keep it as none and we have to create team. But what is this, Kumar? Associated person type as worker. I told you, right? For all the employees in the system, the workers in the client organization, when HR hiring that records, when HR hiring the employee in the system will automatically create the user accounts, I told you. But some point of time, due to some data discrepancies, data issues, user accounts will not create automatically. System will not able to create the user accounts due to some data discrepancy at the employee's data, like first name, last name, email details. You have not given when you hiring of an employee, which are mandatory. What are mandatory? What I have to give, I will tell you in this option team. But let's suppose you have not given while hiring the employee. So system have not created the user account for the newly hired employee. For that people also, HR admins can come to user account, okay, but they have to choose person type as worker. When they choose worker team, one more attribute will open up here called worker. See, worker name. So they can search for which employee that they already hired in the system, they want to create the account. Click on search. It's a demo instance, some data is available to whoever the employee is hired in the system, not having the accounts, I can see. I'm searching with some John. The moment I select that person, John Anderson, okay, select that and click on OK. Some details will automatically fill. See, first name, last name, email, everything is coming from this person record team. Means already in the system, that person hired, that person record is there in the system. For employees in the system, if as a HR admin, if you want to define the user account manually, then choose worker in the person type, then search that fellow and create the user account. But in our case, we are creating the user accounts for our team, for implementation users team. We are not hired in the system, so we should not go with worker team. Let me cancel it and come back again freshly. Person type none. And here you give whatever the information that you want to give. Account information, every time keep it active. Don't select locked team. At times, accounts will automatically locked by the system. That I will tell in next 5 minutes when the lock account will happen. Then advanced information. If any single sign-on enabled in the application team, then you can enable for that here. If not, you don't need to touch. Then user category, by default, we have the option default, let it be. Then first name, this one also I will tell you what is this one. But first I will create the user account, then I will come to this default and locking option team. So first name I am giving team Trio and last name I am giving it TrioTech. Okay, first name Trio and last name Tech I have given team. The moment I given first name and last name, username automatically taken up here. If you observe team, what is the combination it taken? First name dot last name. Who told the system to take that one? My client requirement is something else. They don't want to go with first name dot last name when they're creating the user accounts in the system manually or while they're hiring the employee. They don't want the format to be first name dot last name. They want email IDs of the employee to be the username or employee numbers to be the username. But why it has taken up? Who told the system to take combination of first name dot last name? That all will comes from this category level team. Okay, these two things you won't find in the real-time applications, as it is a demo training instance. People like you and me, when they're practicing, they created it. By default, in this user category team, when you are working in your client's application, you will have only one option called default. In this user category level, these all rules and validations will be maintained. I will come to that, how to customize that and how to do. Currently, as per this category level rules configured, username generation in this application is first name dot last name. Okay. So I will give email some test@gmail.com. Okay. And then team password you can give. I'm giving some password, something like test@123 or something, and confirming the password. Now you see, when I'm creating a new user account in the application team, I have given the user information like first name, last name, email, then username taken up with the combination, password, confirm password. Will it be sufficient? No. Creating the user account will not be sufficient team. This user TrioTech should access to what in the system? What access that person should be given in the system? How it will be done? There is something called roles concept we have in the application team. In the Fusion application team, entire security will be working on a concept called RBAC. What is that team? RBAC stands for roles based access control. An important interview question to be noted down team. How the security in the Fusion application is going to work. In the entire Fusion applications, the security will be working on a concept called RBAC, roles based access control. Means what team? Whenever you creating the user account in the system, okay, to that user, whatever the module or functionality related roles you are adding, to that screens, the user will have access. That is why we will call roles based access control. Whatever the roles we are adding to the user, to that screens, the access to the user will be provisioned in the system. You can ask me, Kumar, from where the roles will come? By default in the system, for each and every functional area, if you take modules, okay, where are these? Let's suppose I will put our modules here, team. Okay, as of now, I will take these modules. Okay, for each and every module in the system, Oracle standardly delivers certain roles team, seeded rules. Let's suppose some of them I will tell, write down here team. What is that? Seeded roles Oracle deliver in the system. Delivered in the system for each module or functional area in the system team. So if you want to access to the core HR module related functionalities, setups, or the configuration team, your user should be assigned with a role called human resource manager or there is one more role called human resource specialist. There are some others also, but what are the major roles I'm writing as of now here, as it is an introductory session. So core HR, absence, these two modules, and even our talent goals and performance. For these three modules team, these roles are sufficient. For payroll module, if you want to access to payroll configurations and payroll setups, everything, then Oracle given the roles called payroll manager and payroll administrator. Okay. Then for compensation team, we have a roles like compensation manager. Okay. Then compensation administrator. Like that, we have the roles. Then for benefits also you have benefits manager, then benefits administrator. Like that, you have the roles available team. I will give you the list of roles for each module what Oracle given. Some of them I am writing team. Then if you take OLC, Oracle Learning Cloud, then you have the roles like learning specialist, etc., or learning manager, etc., like that. If you go to ORC, then you have something called roles like recruiter, recruiting manager, or hiring manager. Okay. Then recruiting specialist, like that you have roles team. For each and every module in the system, in order to get access to those modules or the screens or functionalities, Oracle by default delivers certain roles team. So whenever you creating the user account in the system, whatever the roles that you assign to that user, to those modules related functionalities and screens, the user will get access in the system. So how the concept of security is working, team? The roles, whatever you are assigning to the user, the access to the user will be provisioned in the system, team. So I will try to add some basic roles in the application, team. A part of these roles, basically within the concept of roles, we have a topic to discuss, something like, team, uh, types of roles we have. So this role management, I'm not going to take now. Only user management only we are going to see, team. By default, what Oracle delivers, that seeded roles we will assign now. But role management, we have a separate topic or the sessions which we have to take 2 to 3 hours of discussion, team. This will be covered once we complete our functional module training. Why? Because first of all, you should be familiar with the screens in the application. How many modules we have in each module, what setups we have, what transactions we have. Once you are familiar with that, then I can explain you exclusively the role management, how to create the custom roles as per our client requirement, how the data restrictions we have to give in the system, how the functionality restrictions we have to give in the system. This topic will be taught separately after our functional module training, team. But as an introductory understanding of the application, to have the user accounts, at least for our implementation users, for our team, how we have to create. We have taken up the security administration to understand the user creation, team. Again, security, we are going to talk deep dively once we complete our functional module training. When we entering our technical training, again, this will be covered in detail in more depth with real-time practical scenarios to implement in the system. Okay, so within the roles, we have different types of roles available, team. Something I will name them as of now. What are those? We have something called job roles. We have data roles. Then we have abstract roles. Okay. And then we have something like duty roles and aggregate privileges. So these are the different types of roles we are having in the Fusion application, team. But what is a job role? What is a data abstract? That we can talk later, just for your information purpose. If any one of you having prior experience on this, they might be worrying about why Kumar not mentioning about types of roles. We have that. We are going to discuss, team. So by default in the system, as I'm telling, Oracle seededly delivers all the roles for all the modules, team. So whenever you creating a user account, here is the provision, team. We have something called add role. Click on add role and try to search for your role. So along with these roles, we have something called employee role, line manager role, like that. These are the basic roles for any user. When we creating, we will provide, team, like employee role or line manager role, etc., where it will give access to the basic self-service and manager self-service details, team. So I will try to create a user account with that basic role, team. Just so when you search for a role, when even you are practicing also, team, you might be getting 2 or 3 results with the same name. Don't get worried about that. Take the role. This is the role name. Under that, whatever you are seeing, ORA, per employee abstract. ORA stands for Oracle team. Any role when you are trying to add to the user account, pick up the role with starting the code ORA. That is a seeded Oracle delivered one. Whatever the other options you are seeing per employee, these are customized roles. Someone, when they're practicing the concept of roles, they have copied and they have created the duplicate roles team. I told, right? Types of roles. You have the provision to customize the Oracle delivered roles as per our client requirement. So don't take that one. Take up ORA. Select that and click on add role membership. Now see team, I'm creating a user account. This is the user trio.tech. Only one role I assign team, that is employee. Let me click on save and close. So the user account will get created in the system. I will try to log in with that user and let me check it out. What access I am getting. Now, as an admin, HR admin in the system or an implementation super user, if you want to check any user account details in the system, here in the user account area team, from here we enter to create the new user account. If you want to check any existing user details team, you can search here. See, I'm searching with a Trio. See, my account came, trio.tech, just what we created, right? Now see, this user, HCM underscore IMPL, what I am using currently. This is a super user login team. Super user is nothing but the user who will have all the roles in the system. So this is the one which I will use usually for our training purpose. So all access are already provisioned to this. Now see how many functionalities I can see here in the Springboard, many things, right? See, these many I'm seeing. Even if I click on navigator, many functionalities I am able to see. These all are different functional areas. Under each of them, I can see whatever the sub-functional areas. Even if I come to settings and action, I could able to see administration area, all these things. Let me sign out from my login. Okay. Whatever the login I'm using, that I'm signing out. Now we will try to log in with the new user that which we created. What is that name? Trio.tech. Then password test@123. This is a new user account which I created just now. Now I'm trying to log in with this user team. Click on sign in. Now check out how much access that user getting in the system. See, good evening, TrioTech. What access I'm getting? Only me, procurement, tools, and others. Within tools also, where is security console? No. Or if I go to the navigator, see, only this access I have. Even if I come to settings and action, only this access. Where is administration access? Nothing. How? That is what thing. Whatever the role that we assign to this user, as per that employee role, only these functionalities only will get access to the user. Now what we will do, we will sign out from this login. I will try to sign in again with my HCM underscore IMPL 15. Okay. And then I will try to add some more roles to the employee and check out whether the access improvised to the employee or not. Now I logged in with my regular super login team, super user login. Now I'm going to tools. Okay. Tools. Then I'm coming to security console. In order to have access under tools, the security console, for the security console also team, there is a role called IT security manager. I will list out here team, that one. In order to have access to security console, your user should be assigned with a role called IT security manager role. This is important team. So now let me go to security console and come to users, and I will try to search our user team, trio.tech. So this is our user account. Now, as an admin, if I want to add some more roles to the employee or delete any existing roles to the employee or any kind of updations I want to do to the employee user account, I can come to the user account, search that user account team. If I know the username, I can search with username. Or if I know his email, last name, first name, anything, I can keep the filter here and I can search accordingly. Now I'm searching with my username. Click on that display name. Then you will land upon user account details of that TrioTech, right? and then you click on edit. Now the entire user account will become editable team. So at any point of time, a HR admin want to do any necessary updations to any user account related to the employees or any whoever's, you can able to do username if you want to change, first name, last name, email if you want to change, or anything you can do. And one more thing I want to tell you, when I create a user account, let me come back. When I create a user account and when I came to this user account details team, I could see password expiration date trigger with something called June 27, 2023. Why? Who told in the system this user password will expire on June 27th? Today is March 29. Exactly 3 months, I believe. April, May, June. Exactly 3 months, 90 days. My password expiration date trigger. Who told in the system every 90 days the password of the employees should be expired? They have to reset. That will also come from this user category team. The username rules, the password expiration rules, everything will be configurable here. We have a separate topic to discuss that. User categories. That I will come later, team. So now I will try to edit. Okay. And then scroll down and I have the add role button team. Now I will add some more roles to this user TrioTech and let us check it out. Click on add role and which role we will add team. Let us try to add these roles. For core HR module, I want to give access, core HR absence and talent. So human resource manager, I'm picking up the role starting with the code ORA. Select it and add. Then even specialist also I will add team. Okay. Okay. Select add. Then what else we will add? We will also add payroll roles also to the user because I want to give access to payroll also. Then payroll administrator, payroll manager. Okay. Then what else you want to give? I also want to give a learning specialist. OLC module also I want to give access. Then learning specialist role I am assigning. Whatever that access I want to provision, all the respective roles we have to add to the user team. Now I added core HR absence and talent related roles, payroll related roles, learning module related roles, and even I will add this IT security manager role because I want to give access to security administration to this user. Okay. IT security manager. See, I will add this role also team. And then team, when I click on the settings and action here, I'm getting some administration, right? If you want to get access to these things, and here team, we have one important task called setup and maintenance. Usually we will call this setup and maintenance as our functional setup manager task. Going forward, any module that you are going to start configuring, core HR, absence, payroll, we will go to the setup and maintenance team. It is only given to the implementation users only, not for our client side employees. If you want to get access to this administration area, for that also we have a role called application implementation consultant. Okay, we have two more roles team, but they are ideally not required. This role is sufficient. Application implementation consultant. I'm trying to add that role also to this user to give access to that administration area. Application implementation consultant. We have application implementation manager admin, but that is not required. This is fine. So now see team, I have added more roles to this user account. Correct? Now let me save and close. Save and close. Now I will try to sign out from my login. I'm signing out from my HCM_IMPL15 login. Confirm. And let us try with TrioTech. TrioTech. Click on sign in. Now let's see the access team. You can observe clearly the access getting improvised. See, earlier only 2 or 3 functional icons I can able to see, but now see TrioTech. My client groups came. Within my client group, see absences, goals, performance, talent review, learning, payroll, see team, whatnot, everything I received. Even benefits also I added that role, that access coming. And then And then if I come to tools, see under tools also now I got security console to this user. Then if I come to settings and action, see the administration access came. Earlier it was not available. See team. Many functional areas and sub-functional areas now that user got access to. So this is what my point to make you understand in this session team. The security in the Fusion application purely working on a concept called roles-based access control. When the user account gets created in the system, whatever the respective roles we are tagging to the employee, to that roles related screen access or the functionality related access the user will get. If any one of you comes from Oracle e-business suite background, prior to this, if you worked on Oracle EBS, there the concept of roles is not there. There you used to work on Oracle identity management and used to have responsibility concept. For every person, you used to add responsibilities. But Oracle replacing the concept of responsibility in Fusion application, they came up with this concept called roles. So every module or functional area, by default, Oracle delivers seeded roles for each of them. But as per our configurational requirement in the project, client will not use direct seeded roles to the employees to assign team. We have to customize these things. For that only, we have the concept called types of roles. Why? Because I will tell you with one simple example thing. Let's suppose your client, okay, Tata Group is your client. Let's suppose Tata is having two companies team. One is TCS India Private Limited, okay, India Private Limited, and one is TCS US Private Limited. These are two companies of your client team. One is located in India, one is located in United States. Okay. So all the organizations will be using the same application team across your client organizations. Now I will tell you with one sample example why I'm talking about customization of roles is required. Now two companies are there to your client. Here there is one HR in this TCS India Private Limited is there, Mr. Kumar. In this, there is some person called Mr. Manoj is there. Okay. So this fellow Kumar is HR for TCS India Private Limited. And Mr. Manoj is HR Director for TCS US Private Limited. So when Kumar log into the system, and TCS, by the way, having some 5,000 employees working team in this company. Okay. And in TCS US, there are 3,000 employees working in US company. Now, when Kumar as a HR login into the system, okay, so basically the HR self-service in Fusion system will be my client groups team. If you want to hire the employees, we have to come here. If you want to check any existing employee record in the system, you should come to my client group and person management. For example, Kumar login into the system and he want to check some of the employee record. Once he come to person management, let's say I'm searching with the name called John. When Kumar searching for any employee in the system, Kumar should able to get access only these 5,000 employees, but not the employees of TCS India Private Limited. There should be data restriction. There should be data restriction, right or wrong? Okay. When Kumar logging into the system and trying to come to person management and searching for the employee, only the employees data of his company only Kumar should able to see, not the employees of all in the organization or in the application team. And same goes with Manoj also. When Manoj login into the system, coming to person management and trying to search for any employees data in the system, Manoj should able to get access only to his employees, his company related employees, not the employees of TCS India Private Limited, right or wrong? These kind of restrictions to be there in every organization, right? So that's why team, within the concept of roles, Oracle given us the provision to customize the Oracle delivered roles in the system and create our own custom data roles with that data restrictions, security restrictions. So this topic will be taught in a separate classes. But as of now, we all understood how the concept of roles is working in the system. So what I did, team, I created one user account in the system and I added all the seeded delivered rules as of now. So by that rules, all the access coming to this TrioTech team. Okay. Now I will go back to the user account screen. Okay. Let us sign in back with our main user account, HCM_IMPL15. Okay. Now let me explain you some more things. As a HR admin or IT admin, what else they can perform from here? Let me come to the tools. Okay. And then come to security console. Then users. So see, team, I told you, right? You can search for the existing users here. TrioTech. Okay, TrioTech. So here, as a HR admin, if you want to perform any updations or anything to the user accounts team, you can come and you can perform here. Come to the display name, then click on edit details. Then you can perform team, anything like username changing, first name, last name, email, and locking. Basically, when the user accounts will lock, sometimes in the application team, user accounts will be locked by the system. When it will be done, if the user trying to log into the system wrongly more than 3 times, even you people also will encounter this issue once I give access to the application. Because when this application access given to you, many of you or your batch will be using the same user team. So if some of you have wrongly tried the password more than 3 times, then automatically system will consider it as a malfunction and it will log the user account team. So employee once report to the HR, then HR will come to the user account, edit the user account, and if it is locked, it will see like this thing. HR will come and they will unlock here by removing that flag. So locking will automatically done by the system. Or if you want to lock it, let's suppose I have a situation that team, one of the employees suspended in the organization for 10 days, organization suspended because of some misbehavior in the company or something, employee got suspended. So organization decided that for the time of suspended this 10 days, you should also not give access to the portal for that fellow. So as a HR, you can come, search his user account, come, you manually lock it, enable the locking flag and click on save and close. Okay. Now I logged it, right, team? TrioTech as a HR admin. Now, if you want, I will show you. See, I will sign out from my HR login or the super user login, and I will try to sign in with TrioTech. Whether I could able to log in or not, you let us check it out. See, it's not allowing me. I'm trying to log in with trio.tech. Now, when I click on sign in, what it is coming? Authentication failed. The user account can be can be locked in the situations when if you want to restrict the user to enter into the application team. But this is manually doing. But by default also, when you try the password wrong time more than 3 times, wrongly if you try, then system automatically will lock the account. Then HR should go and HR should unlock the account. Then only user can able to access the application team. Let me go to tools. Okay. Let me go to tools, then security console, and I will try to unlock the account. How can I do? Come to users, search that particular user. Amruta will come to your question. Just give me 5 minutes. You can come to the user account, click on that, and then click on edit and lock symbol, you remove team. Simple, and save and close. Now, if you go, as a TrioTech, and if you try to log in, you could able to log in into the system. So either a HR can manually lock it, or else when system lock the account, they can unlock from here team. Not only that one, not sometimes, the user account will become inactive. When in the time of inactive also, you cannot able to log in. In the application, the moment the employee submitted the resignation, employee want to relieve from the organization. So they put on the papers and he submitted the resignation in the system. with respective to his resignation date or termination date, employee user account will become inactive. If it is inactive also, user cannot able to access the account, because March 29th is the termination date of the employee team, resignation date of the employee. Then till this date only the user will have access to portal. From 30th onwards, the user will not able to access the application. By default, the behavior of the application will be, it will make the account inactive. So in the time of termination of the employee, status will become inactive, but locking will encounter depending upon the situations. When user not using the login options properly or something, then it will get locked. You can unlock from here. And then team, from this window only, you have the option of reset password. One of my employee forgot the password. Basically, he can also request. We have the option, right? Forgot password option available at the sign-in time. Let's suppose he couldn't able to perform that. He requesting HR that I forgot my password. Can you please reset my account password? So you can come to security console, users, search the user, come to user account details screen and click on reset password. So here again, I have two options. If I choose automatically and if I click on team, system will send the reset notification to the user's email. From there, he can reset the password. Or if I don't want like that, as a HR, I want to give some password and I want to share manually. Then manually change the password, give the new password, confirm the new password, and share it over the email or through phone, whatever the way that you want to share to the employee, you can share team. And one more thing, this one also you have to observe. When I'm trying to change the password, some password policy is coming team. Simple, at least 8 characters, 1 number. Who told this? My client is telling, Kumar, I want 10 characters, 3 numbers, 2 special characters, and 2 uppercase and 1 lowercase. Can you give me that complexity for the password? When an employee user account is being created, or when a user resetting the password from their self-service or HR performing the resetting of password, I want very complex combinations to be given. It's very secured rules we have for our company. Please give that policy of password. How can I do that? I will tell you. This password policy or password expiration date, or when I'm creating the user account, the username generation rule, first name dot last name, everything is coming from this category under which we created the user. So this is the place where the rules, regulations, validations for the user account creation, their maintenance will be handled in. That we can see in the default category. Then what else we can see? As a HR admin, rather than getting into the user details and performing the transactions, on the user account screen also, they can perform certain transactions. What team? After searching the user account, come to actions. Here you have a couple of options to perform team. See, now you want to log the account. Simply click on lock account. See, now the locking status will come to yes. So rather than getting into the screen of that particular employee, editing it, and then putting the flag, directly from here also you can lock the account. You have the option from here also team. The same unlock account. Now you want to unlock the account. Then unlock the account from here only. That is locking, unlocking. Then as a HR admin, you want to reset the password of the user. Then the reset password. Even this option team. Reset password you can pick from here or get into the account details, and from here also you can do. Anyway, you can perform team. That is reset password. And then team, you created the account wrongly and you want to delete that record from the system. Then come here, delete team. Permanently this account will be deleted from the system. Then we have something called a compare users. As a HR admin, I want to compare 2 employee user details. Like this will have what roles or access to the system, and this employee, second employee have what access. I want to compare between these 2 people or any 2 people. As a HR, I can come, first search with any of the employee user account, come to actions, click on compare users. Okay, then you will land upon compare users. This is TrioTech. On one hand, TrioTech is there. Now, second user, with whom you want to compare TrioTech in the system, you take up another account, who employee account. Who else is there? Let's say I have something called Mr. Curtis. I know one employee account in the system. I searched with that one team. click on OK. And then click on compare. Here you can see the results team. Both the people having access to what? See? So you can see that access journey by worker. He can access person contact information by worker. He can access to the portrait payslip, or he can access to application development. Like, see, TrioTech green color is there means TrioTech user having access to these areas. For Curtis Fiat, that access is not there. If I scroll down, some things you can find in Curtis Fiat, but not in TrioTech. And both having means TrioTech and Curtis Fiat. Both people have these all access common. Even you can export to the Excel team. This data, if you want to export and you want to compare what is having in TrioTech and what is not having in Curtis. So this is just for basic comparison across two user accounts. If you want to perform, you can perform the compare users team. Actually, this functionality also earlier it was not available. In one of the quarterly upgrades, Oracle given this new feature called compare users. Earlier it was not available team. Somewhere 1 year back or close to 1.5 years back only, in one of the quarterly upgrade release, they have came up with this new functionality. And then we have something called a copy user. What do you mean by copy user team? I have one user TrioTech. Now, as a HR admin, I want to create one more user account for another employee team. And whatever the roles this TrioTech is having, the same roles I want also for that second employee. So why should I again go create the user account here, then add the role one by one? Already the reference is there. Whatever the roles of TrioTech is there, I want to tag the same roles to another employee. Then simply copy it. Go to action. Any user account you take, you want to copy action. Click on copy user. Now you will land upon add user account screen and see team. All the roles, if you see the role section, are copied from TrioTech. Rather than adding one by one, all the roles are copied from that user TrioTech. And here I can give the second user. Let's say I want Kumar Tech something. Okay. Second user, tested the rate 1, 2, 3. Then something I will give, tested the rate, say 1 close. See, as simple as that. I created the second account. So Kumar.tech also have the same roles like TrioTech team. So anything that you want to copy one user and create one more user, then you have copy user functionality here. You can also do that copy from here also team if you want, either there or there you can pick up. So this is about user account creation in the system team. Okay, and adding the roles. Within this, you probably seeing some functionalities and you might get a question also. Kumar, when you are creating the user account, we are able to see couple of options here. What are these? Okay, add role. Okay, you could able to add whatever the role you want to the employee, you can add. Then what is this auto provision role at the user account level team? See, within the concept of roles team, we have a concept called auto provisioning of roles. We have something called auto provisioning of roles. Means automatically roles assigning to the employee accounts team. Why? Because now I created the user accounts manually. To all our implementation users for our team, we will create the accounts like. But for employees, I am telling you no need to define manually. While hiring the employee record in the system, automatically system only will create the user account, I am telling. But when system create the user account team, what rules the employee should be tagged with? As I'm creating manually, I'm adding the role. Whatever I want manually, I'm adding the role. But when system creating the user accounts for the employees that you are hiring in the system automatically, what roles the user should get, assigned for that team within the roles also, for each of the role, we have to define some auto provisioning rules, certain conditions. Means if employee hiring in this company, in this location, in this department, in this business unit, then he is eligible to this role. Like that, we have a concept called auto provisioning team. So whenever hiring happening in the system, and whenever the user account creating by the system automatically to that employee, In the same way, all the respective roles for whatever he is eligible for, all the roles also will tag to the employee when the user account created team. So that concept is called as auto provisioning. But that we have to see in the concept of role management. Once we talk about in detail how to create the new data roles in the system and how to have the data restrictions, at that point of time, we are going to see auto provisioning. There is a concept available, keep in mind. And then team, remove all rules. What is this one? Now I added couple of roles to this user team. I want to delete any role. I don't want give access to the employee, this IT security manager. Come here and you can delete one by one like this. But let's say everything I want to clear. I want to add some other rules. Simply click on remove all rules. Everything will be deleted. Now see, it's gone clear. Then you can add freshly whatever the role that you want to tag to. So that is remove all rules. See, these all are basic cosmetic level features. Once you start using the system, you can also explore on those aspects, whatever we are seeing in the system team. So this is about user account creation in the application team. Now coming to this automatic team, we have to enable a feature in the system in order to have this functionality working. Like whenever HR is hiring the employees in the system, application should take care of the user account creation, because for every employee after hiring, HR cannot keep a track to create the user accounts and give the access to the system, right? That is why system only will take care of user accounts. HR will hire the employees in the system, user accounts will be auto generated. But if you want that auto generation of user accounts to be workable in the system, there is one functionality where you have to enable that automatic option team. In Fusion application team, we have a concept called enterprise. Enterprise. That is the topic which we are going to see in our core HR module. The very preliminary topic here. See, manage enterprise HCM information. In order to define the enterprise, this is the task. At this task level, in the enterprise creation time, at this task level, manage enterprise HCM information, we have an option called automatically create user accounts. Automatically create user accounts. We have to give this option as yes. So where that feature will be in this task team. So we are going to see that in the system when I'm going to configure the enterprise, I'm going to explain you where we are going to enable that functionality team. So just to make you clear and to keep you on the same page, I'm telling you, this automatic directly will not work in the system. When you're going for an implementation team, you have to enable that functionality that will be on the enterprise configuration screen. In this respective task, we have a functionality called automatically create user account. You have to keep it as yes. Then only in the system, whenever the user accounts or whenever the employees are being hired in the system, user accounts will be automatically created by the system. So this is about user accounting. But anyhow, for our team, as an implementation team, when we're going for a project, we will be not hired in the system. We are not the employees of the client organization. But we will require only user accounts to start configuring each module. For our team, we have to follow this manual approach team. But for employees in the client's organization, once clients start using the application, they can have that automatic concept working in the system for them. But for our team, we have to go with manual creation. Now, within this concept of security team, I have to talk about one more thing, but that we can take up in tomorrow's session. But what is that I will introduce to you and I will conclude team. So when I go to security console, when I come to users, okay, and when I'm trying to create a new user account team, there is something called user category coming. And by default, the option here coming as default user category. So all the user account creation rules in the system, like what is the username generation rule, okay, whether it is first name dot last name or employee's email ID or worker numbers of the, employee numbers of that employee, what should be taken? The username rule, or when I'm giving the password complexity, or once I create the user account, password expiration settings, everything will be configured here, team. Now, currently in this demo instance, what we are using for our training team, in this default user category, that rules are defined. That's why when I'm creating a user account in the system, whatever the rules we are maintaining at this category level are coming. So we have something here called user categories team. If I go here, currently how many I could able to see? Three are coming. SV default, UG category and default. Now see team. If I come to user categories, that three options I can see. Default, SV default. So when you are working in the client's application, when client given you the access team, only by default in the system, Oracle given category will be default one. These two are optional. Someone like you and me created in the system for practicing. See, that's why cross icon is there. But for delete, I'm not having anything. That is standard Oracle delivered. But what is that category? What rules we have to define in that? We have a couple of things to discuss, team. That I will take up in tomorrow's session. Okay. So let me go to the questions for today. Any questions as such in today's topic, team?
Yeah, hi Kumar.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, please. No, go ahead, please.
Yes, Amrita, please. Sorry, I think long time you've been raising the hand.
Yeah, sorry. I have, since I have some background in Oracle e-business, I wanted to ask a question regarding the compare users. So when you showed the screen for compare users, on the left side, we saw a list of accesses, right? Like some roles or some
Artifacts, yes.
responsibilities, artifacts. Yeah. So what is that comparable to in the e-business? Is that like a list of functions or responsibilities?
Obviously,
List of
functions.
functions only,
Yeah.
not like a responsibility category.
No.
Oh, okay. And another question I had was regarding this lock password policy that you mentioned. Three attempts and then it will get locked automatically.
Correct.
So can we customize this, or
Not yet.
we cannot change? There's no option to change this.
No, we cannot change that one. That one we cannot change, but other concepts like username rules, password expiration days, that we can customize. But locking, Oracle not given any functionality for us to handle that directly in the system.
I see. So three attempts, wrong attempts, and it will be locked anyway.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amrita. Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, hi Kumar.
Yes,
So I have
Manoj.
question. Yeah, so I have question on this status active of user. So you said on date of termination, this will automatically get inactive, right? So this termination date is coming from where? It's from employee profile?
Employee profile. Yes.
Okay, so it will not applicable for
Us.
the user who is not employee and the category is none, right? The type is none.
Correct. For our implementation users, it will not work.
Okay. So if we create any user with user type none, there would not be any employee profile, right?
Correct. It's just a user account in the system.
So it's just a scenario actually. Let's say I'm converting a contractor who is not a current employee of any organization. I'm my organization. Now I'm going to convert as an employee, right? So do we need to flip that setting, like, we can make it none to worker, or do we need to create a...
No. You don't need to create at that time. If you are creating that person as a full-time employee in the system, let's suppose. As of now, you have not hired that record in the system, but just you have given the user access to the employee, just a account access we have given to the system, but the record is not there. But now you are hiring him into the system directly, right?
Right.
So you can tag that existing account to that.
But his account is already there, right? The contractor user account is already there, but his employee record is not there.
Correct. So when you are hiring him as an employee, by default system will give the user account, new user account to the employee. If you don't want that one, delete that account and tag this existing account to that person. We have that option also available.
Okay, because in this case there would be two accounts, one system generated account and one is the manual creation.
Yeah. So you can use of your choice what you want, which one to be deleted. It's up to the HR will and wish.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And team, most
Yeah,
of the people,
Kumar,
yeah, sorry. Sudhir, yes, tell me.
yes, Kumar, this is Sudhir. So, like, do we need to know the HRMS knowledge on this before proceeding with this course?
Not really, not really, because two different applications all way around it is.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
team, sorry, yeah, please.
so like, is this a technical or a functional?
It's a
Do you know that?
techno-functional city.
Okay, fine then. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Kumar.
Yeah, thank you. Team, majority of the participants that I can see in the class today confirmed the enrollments team, and almost 70% also confirmed with their payments. But some of the people I can see joined directly. So I request to please confirm the enrollments to get the access shared to everyone team. But tomorrow morning, we are going to share the access to the video portal and the instance and materials to everyone who confirmed their enrollments with payments team. Can I have some people information in the class today? That is Arjit Patak, Charana, then Mahi, nothing but Mahinath or who? Can you please unmute and can you please share your details so that we can have the tracking of the people who joining the batch?
Hi Kumar, this is Arjit.
Yeah, hi Arjit. Is it your first session today?
Yes, actually the previous two I was not able to attend as I was not at home. So I attended this one here.
Okay, Arjit, can you please drop your WhatsApp number in the chat so that our team will contact you back?
Okay,
Just
Kumar,
I'm pinging hi to everyone. So probably everyone will get that message. So you can revert back to that message in the chat. And then Charana. Charana also, can I know who is this person joined with the name Charana?
Okay. I pinged you today. I was supposed to join in the morning, but I couldn't, so I'm joining now.
Oh, okay. Geeta, I think, right?
Yeah.
Geeta, sorry. And then Sudhir, I think, do you reach us earlier or is it the first session directly, Sudhir?
This is my first session directly.
So is this your number? I think 9533125165.
Yes. Correct. Yes.
So Srikanth, I have Shravya, Sandeep, okay, Rajeshwari, Radhika. Mahi, who is this person joined with the name Mahi? Mahi, can you please unmute, please? Okay, fine. I think we have that. Right, team. Then Arjit, if we have your number, right? Okay, I have that. Yes, please. Someone telling something.
Yes, if you don't have some questions, please.
Yes, Abdul, please tell me.
You've mentioned at the beginning.